Good morning. Give me a second to find the video. Good morning. It was easier back in the day when Facebook would just notify people I was going live and I didn't have to post my video everywhere. Good morning. I feel like the whole planet's asleep right now. It's extra quiet right now. I'm not even sure if anyone's awake right now. I'm actually really excited to enter 2019 and to have wrapped this year up. I'm actually real excited about it. I'm glad the holiday season's over. It tends to be stressful for more people than love and light, right? So we have the holidays, then we're shifting into Capricorn energy, and it's like for a lot of people, real life hits. Welcome back to Prison Planet, your bills, your responsibilities, whatever it is. A lot of responsibility tends to set in with this kind of astrological energy hitting us. I put up a cute little graph. I'm going to have to put it on my calendar too. I need to start getting more organized. These are my New Year's resolutions. Last year I had one New Year's resolution. It was to do more cards. It was something I was hating to do after a minute. Like, couldn't stand doing them in any capacity. So I started last year wanting to do more cards. Voila, manifested. I've been doing lots of cards and loving it. So that was something I had to reverse my mindset with doing cards for people. And it's been amazing. So I guess I'll have a New Year's resolution this year of doing more grids. I'm supposed to be doing one almost every day. I think I finally just got enough crystals anyway where I could grid, because I did start to grid when I got here. And I was complaining I didn't have enough colors and crystals to work with. So I made a grid last night. I spent my New Year's Eve doing my usual, like, salt bath and playing with crystals. And I have to think about it. It's just another day for me. My day looks pretty similar any given day of the week. So I did my bath and I was playing with crystals, which was really cool. My favorite part of gridding was when I finished my grid and I told my husband, I'm going to light it on fire now. This is the part where I light the grid on fire. Massive grids, right? So I'm working on manifesting more crystals. I've been manifesting more crystals. I want to get more into gridding this year. It's going to be my resolution. I like to do resolutions that I'll actually keep to. A lot of people like to send unrealistic resolutions, but we don't need a New Year to solidify things and to have a new start. We get a new start every single day. So I know a lot of people take it like, oh, it's the end of the cycle, it's a new year, we can, you know, create something new, but we're in a good place. I can only describe it like the planet got sucked up in the middle of this storm right now. We're in a geostorm, but it's so quiet right now that it's eerie. I get excited about these storms too, because I'm learning how the universe operates. I've always just wanted a good understanding of how things work around here. So I'm excited about it because it feels so calm and quiet right now, especially I'm in the UK. So I was excited last night. I got to ring in the new year before everyone else in the US. I stayed up. I was surprised I was up at midnight. There were tons of fireworks going off, like you could see them really pretty with the city. And I said that usually where I lived in the US, fireworks were illegal, I think. They weren't big like here, so they had tons of beautiful fireworks. I've seen fireworks several times like that living here, and I love it. So we're at this eerie calm in the storm, and I don't know if you guys can feel it, because I mean the whole planet should be feeling the same, that this energy is around us in our lives, and it's real calm, right? It's real calm. But I mean, I can look at the calendar and pinpoint when it will start to like rip through the planet like a hurricane. So it's almost like we're in the middle of a tornado. Like if you picture getting sucked up in the tornado, and it will be like a calm space, right? There will be the wind all around it. That's how I picture it right now. So I put a nice little graph up that shows the month's geomagnetic energies and the storms that are going to hit. And just like I'm telling you, the storm will amp up and become unstable with Friday through Saturday and Sunday through the weekend. And this first eclipse, this solar eclipse, is just setting the stage for this next storm. It's all the purposes of it, right? It's going to come through this planet and set the stage, but it will be creating a crazy, powerful energy reset. I'm very interested in this consciousness grid, if you know me, but I have a big interest in the areas that have been infiltrated, that I feel, by elite structures, the elite, what they do, and how they control humanity through trying to control that consciousness grid and the fear that they kind of pump out through it and things like that. So, you know what, I say jokingly that London and Paris would be cities of concern on that grid, on this structure, this grid that encompasses the whole planet. Like, I'm not even joking. If I would suggest that if you looked at health statistics in London, guaranteed that people are going to be sicker more living in that city. In certain cities where negative energy is being generated on these ley lines. We need this life force energy to stay healthy, to live, to manifest, in a lot of ways. So, you know what, this isn't going to be a trip where we go play on the sacred site like Stonehenge. It's going to be a much different energy. I've had a good tour of these structures and ley lines. It's going to be a much different kind of energy going into that structure, like on every level, right? It's not going to be like playing with fairies at Stonehenge. It's going to be much different. But, you know, it's very important that we understand we have, through doing this ascension and finding ourselves, we're becoming fractal points on this consciousness grid, and movable fractal points, where the universe has always had you positioned in an area with this high frequency energy, and you may even have been moved many times on your stay on this planet. You may be getting moved so that the universe can position you where you're needed on this grid in some way. Hi, Tamara. I'm ready for that. We should look at the energy for the month, and when we go to London, it's like in bright red, which is rare, right? It's real rare. I'm very excited about this month and kind of starting this year with a lot of spiritual growth. 2019 will be a year full of insane spiritual growth. We were putting up the pictures. I found the meme, and it was like, post a picture of you at the beginning of the year and at the end. I've had the pleasure of being around a lot of you guys this entire year, and I can only describe it going through these shifts with everyone, that like when I remember Brittany from my reality, this is someone that I met first doing videos, and now she's doing videos. When you look at these pictures, when I look at the pictures of me, her, it's almost like a Mandela effect, parallel universe, reality version of yourself. Like there are infinite versions of ourselves, and as we're making these timeline jumps and shifts, we're actually switching places with versions of ourselves and taking their timelines and things like that. You can just see in a year, if you don't believe me, how much soul growth everyone has gone through on this planet. Just look at your picture from January of last year and now. It's just kind of mind-blowing. I'm seeing people looking happier. All I've ever wanted on this planet is for everyone to be healthy and happy. It's all the universe wants too. I've really aligned my will with divine will in a lot of ways. The universe just wants you guys healthy, happy, and having fun. Having fun experiences. This is how life started here. It would have been, they tell the story, right, of infinity, intelligent infinity, you know, as in source, became conscious, became aware. It then created another, right? It wanted to experience itself. And that's how this whole place branched off, fractal upon fractal, right? We're supposed to just be getting to know ourselves through experiencing one another always. I had a crazy year. I'm trying to, like, I couldn't even put it into words, a lot of this stuff too. I'm trying to, like, write a post. It wasn't gonna happen. I started to write a post. So I had the most insane year too. This is why I'm getting ready for 2019. I know it's gonna be even crazier for me. So I had a really, really crazy year. I had to push myself past my limits, past what I thought was conceivable of the universe. It took me, I started 2018 immediately by stepping into the unknown. Last Christmas, I can remember it really good. I was getting prepared to leave, to go off on my own, to go into the unknown. I was really getting prepared for it in every single way. I was getting a lot of education on how to grow weed. We might need to unplug for real one day. I was getting a lot of education in weed in California, and to go there, I was getting a lot of information about the UK and learning about the UK at the same time, and I was getting prepared to walk into the unknown. This was a journey that required me to leave everything that I had ever worked for and built. Like, I had to look around and be like, I had to remind myself that I built this reality. It's okay. I can leave. I can go do this somewhere else. Since I did all this work anyway, why not, right? I didn't just have to do that once this year. I had to do that several times, right? I go to California, I start building again, I had to walk away again. So, the real test for me this year was, how would I be leaving everything and walking away with just my energy? And I'm saying this over and over. And a lot of people aren't grasping it until, like, Allison's house burns down and the universe forces a reset upon people, right? Sometimes we get forced resets on our lives and things like that. But that will be the ultimate test. It's something that they talk about in a lot of prophecies as well, right? That our learning structure has become outdated for us. If we're going to do this evolution, then it would make sense that the matrix simulation that we learn in would have to evolve with us too, right? So people are very comfortable in the material and the physical around them. We had to do more work on ourselves energetically, making sure that, you know, we would be okay doing that. But a lot of this journey is about us pushing past fear. Brittany is so cute. She says, I have zero fear. You wouldn't believe all the fear that I've experienced this year in very real ways, where I always say it crosses my mind, like, maybe I can't do this. Maybe I can't when I get given these mission objectives. That's my version of fear. I just think realistically that with my limited capability, maybe I can't do what the universe is asking of me in very real ways. So I'm at that place now. I go through that often with my mission. I get given crazy shit to do. And sometimes that passes through my mind, but I found that this year, everything I wanted required me stepping past that fear into the unknown. And we don't realize that, you know, a lot of people are going to need to walk away. We see a lot of these relationships things hidden our wall, where people are at with their living situations, the state of humanity's happiness. And we don't realize sometimes you have to walk into the unknown for the universe to be creating new pathways for you, new probabilities. Don't worry, the universe will create your path along the way. So we always want something, you know, stable to step out into. This is going to require a lot of people pushing past that fear to create their dreams and what they're trying to do around here. This is a huge time for manifesting. Okay, it's like school around here. Ever heard of Earth School? Yeah. I told Agent P, this is how I'm feeling today. Sometimes just showing up is all it takes. Welcome to my world. Sometimes just showing up is all it takes. I'm going to show up and do my videos today and go disappear again, right? Sometimes just showing up is a lot of it. So we just finished a cycle. I don't agree with the calendar system astrologically, but if they want to say we finished a cycle, okay. So we're finishing a cycle. We have a blank start now. The universe looks at it like if you had just finished 9th grade and you're stepping into the 10th grade, perfect. This is senior year. We have a blank slate to create new experiences, new things. Teach your kids about Ascension. Don't worry, your kids are here to teach you Ascension. That's what someone's Tamara. I hope she's on here too. She sees my post about stepping into the unknown and she's like, I am not leaving my kid again. Don't worry, these kids, they already were born with all their DNA activated and they're at levels we're trying to attain. So we don't have to teach these kids. We do have to teach them the spiritual, but I swear they're much more tuned in channels than us. They just need a lot of spiritual guidance, but they're here to teach us Ascension. When I look at these kids, especially under the age of 10, that they're like the ascended masters sent to assist us with this ascension. They're what we need to heal, whatever it is karmically that we have going through our ancestral genes, bloodlines, things like that. They're very powerful kids. I'm in awe of a lot of these kids when I play with these space kids and I meet them, right? I'm usually real shy around them. I like to observe them for a while before I insert and interact, but I'm always in awe of these kids and their abilities. They're getting indoctrinated too, though. They're forgetting this. I saw this girl I do readings for, and she has a kid, and he's got to be like 18, and I'm looking at this picture, and I'm like, does she see her kid? Look at his energy. This kid is surely asleep, though. He's going through Prison Planet, and the same indoctrination that we went through. You need to remember, the younger a person, the more evolved soul they would be in this matrix. It's part of the problem we have with our parents. So, Yeah, our parents didn't understand we were teachers. Yeah, the kids teach the parents. It's always backwards in this matrix, right? So we get these parents that think they know the way, and then you get these little indigo rainbow kids, and they're looking at the parents like, I don't want to live your life. I already know what to do around here, right? I got my whole life mapped out. What are you talking about? And so it's part of the problem with parents, because I was trying to explain to someone that a lot of people have a kid, and they plan that kid's whole life out, right? Your parents, you're gonna go to school here, you're gonna do this, right? They start to plan that, like, that kid's entire reality out, and sometimes, you know, it's just not for us. Don't worry, the kids and pets are ascending too. All life on this planet is changing. This is the evolution of humanity. I was just talking to my husband about it. I wish I could remember what he was saying, because I was talking to him about a lot of the people that I meet are on fourth dimensional timelines, and it is my hope to pull them up to a higher dimensional level through the things I teach and the things I do with, like, detoxing and you know, information and things like that. And so it's my hope. I saw a post hit Francisco's group about eating meat. I don't agree that people should try to impose their viewpoints on other people or be judgmental about anything, especially food around here or who people are merging or whatever. It's not me, but I will tell you that we need to have compassion for all life to enter the fifth dimension. All life. We need to be one with the plants, the trees, the earth, the animals, the people. So our compassion really needs to widen. Doing this ascension, I put a cute meme up this morning for Sherry. It said, vegans are just from the future. That will be the future of humanity, that we're changing the physical vehicle, the physical body, and you're not going to be able to eat the same foods. You're going to need foods that are higher in life force energy without the karmic imprints. On some level, these are things that we can rationalize with our ego, because I used to have a lot of ego rationalizations about this too. I found that adults are very easy to rationalize the things that they're doing on whatever level. It doesn't make it right in whatever regard. If we want to rationalize, we're people, this is just what we eat. But we're supposed to evolve spiritually. We're supposed to get back to oneness, back to source. And I will tell you that you guys could see when I ditched the meat that I went from a purple to a rainbow aura overnight. So I was on a fourth dimensional timeline, and it was what I needed to liberate. These are the things that I did all at once to get off of that timeline and to ascend higher and to liberate. A lot of people are content in that fourth dimensional prison when they wake up. It's not too much different. The negative can ascend in these areas too. We want to ascend higher so that we're not around this garbage anymore. So, you know, a lot of people are content, you know, with that stage of awakening, trying to awaken others and the things that they're doing. But we had to really set our sights higher. We're star seeds. We're very sensitive to toxins, our environments, our foods. We become the people we're around's energy. And same with the food we're eating on every level. We're very, very sensitive to things like these. So, you know, it's worse for star seeds to be eating garbage food than, you know, normal 3D human souls too. I don't know. I'd rather have the chickens running around outside than in the fridge. I'd rather have animals running around outside than in the fridge. I've worked with adults and kids trying to teach them Ascension, and I noticed that the kids are real fast to embrace this stuff, right? You tell a kid where their food comes from, I'm telling you, on their own, they'll fight you and won't want to eat meat ever again. I've seen it a lot of times. They'll want to be friends with the animals instead of eating them. But when you try to talk to an adult, well, we need to remember this food is addictive. This food is addictive. I have to throw this out there too. It's going to be my main thing. I might have to do like a food video. I hate doing this, but I might have to. Think about the human body decomposition. All life decomposes too the second that it dies, right? The soul leaves the body, animals too, and it begins to decompose. So I know that we think we can freeze meat and it's really good, but they use a lot of dyes in it, so you can't see the state of that actual food too. It's going to start to decompose. The process between when it gets to where it is and to your table takes a long time. It's just really not good for us. So things you can do to elevate higher. You can ditch the processed food. GMO food is very bad. I always joke around and say 3D vehicles are run on meat and GMO food and sugar, right? What would I eat? A lot of sugar, garbage food, processed food that tastes better. In the fifth dimensional body is going to run on organic, kind of raw type foods almost. I've been detoxing forever. Now I'm detoxing my husband now. I've been detoxing forever too. That's good. It helps raise your frequency so high when you detox. I'm into a ton of herbs and things like that. Now, while I get Ascension flu once a week here, doing this Ascension lately, you shouldn't get sick anymore, though. We should actually vibrate out of the state of sickness, right? That goes with separateness. And so if we can get to a high enough frequency, other than the, you know, soul purging we're doing, we shouldn't be getting sick ever again in the same regard, too. You can vibrate too high for that stuff, like, swear to God. So, you know, we're having a little friendly debate about Ascension with my husband, and I'm telling him that these kids are being born with 12 strands of DNA, and instead of the heart being previously on the side of the chest, it's in the middle. The ribs have covered our organs where they were previously left exposed. It's, you know, grown to cover our organs. Our heads are growing. You have to remember, people didn't even use the frontal lobe of their brain this entire cycle. They were in the reptilian cortex area. Our brains have been rewired. Our chakras are opening, expanding, right? And there's a serious heart-mind connection being, you know, born out of that. Our bodies are physically changing. You can see it. They just don't want to reveal this stuff, but I'm telling you, the doctors can see this stuff going on with these kids, and you know that they describe that DNA as garbage, but those are your spiritual abilities and your gifts. So these kids don't have to go through this same ascension process as we're coming out of. How are you feeling? 2 questions. How would you feel if you just had to, your whole life just burned down? We'll just picture fire, right? Fire's a big theme lately. Your whole house just burned down and all your shit. How would you feel if you had to walk away right now with just your energy? Let's do an energy assessment. How are you feeling? I'm hoping people are entering this year with a lot of confidence in themselves and their abilities and with different energy. The second question would be, how happy are you on any given day? The goal is bliss. Enlightenment will be, you know, chemical reactions in the brain creating, you know, a permanent state of bliss in whatever level. How happy are you? So someone says, what happens if you're not so happy? More letting go of the things that are no longer lighting up your soul. You know, I had some stuff I created a few years ago, and now that kind of stuff wouldn't light me up. I'm just changing as a person and what I'm into. So more letting go, more releasing of the things that aren't lighting you up. Not just making you miserable, but not lighting you up anymore. When we wake up, we had so much negative programming that our lives were a mess. I don't care who you are when you wake up. Not to mention you have to get off the 3rd dimensional timeline, and usually it comes with a whole wipeout of your life, right? So in whatever regard, it takes us a little while to untangle the messes that we made with our lives. I see a lot of light workers that get roped into like legal shit, these systems, like in a web, right? 3D webs. So it takes some work to really, you know, become consciously in control of what you're creating in your life. And this is just this whole month manifesting energy. Whatever we're thinking about, putting out the vibes for, those are the things we're attracting to us now. And it's really important we're thinking about the things that we want or need. I think that we have a dissonance between what we expect of the universe and what we're asking for in a lot of ways too. If we're no less than the whole universe experiencing itself, I would think it would want to have like the most amazing journey here, over the top manifesting. So I think there's kind of a disconnect between the things that we expect and ask for of the universe too. I found sometimes I don't know what kind of questions to ask too. Because you know, if you ever have a question, it will immediately be answered either through the people around you, dreams, visions. You know, the universe will send you the answer to whatever question you're seeking an answer to. But sometimes I don't know what to ask, right? I'm just learning what to ask around here. So for me, it took me a while to learn how to ask the right questions too, in the knowledge that I'm seeking. Black Mirror. I will put it on my list. I've been watching a lot of TV. We're on vacation. Brittany was asking about my husband. I said, I think he might have quit his job. I was telling her anyway that he already unplugged and created a job before any of us. Right? So, you can see some of my soul traits with him. So, he already unplugged and created a job anyway. I think he just needs to rest and recharge so his energy's on point for when he goes back to do his little court drama round fucking 500. So I'm all for it, right? I think it's a perfect time for people to start quitting their jobs. quitting the things that are no longer bringing your soul joy. Perfect timing. It's a new year, right? Everyone's on vacation. I feel like the world's dead anyway after Christmas. To New Year's, people are just going to start picking themselves back up. For sure, Reiki and pray over your food. That when you Reiki your food, you can see they have so much, I'm into science, they have so much scientific evidence to show that it changes the crystalline structure of water and food, the structure of the food. That just praying over your food will completely change the structure and things like that. Make sure you're Reikiing your food. I said praying over it your entire life. My husband is very open to the spiritual. He was real open to my grid I was making last night. I can like expert level make grids, and I put lots of crazy energy into it. I told him leave that grid on the floor. I'll pick it up tomorrow. Leave it on the floor. Those crystals are going to help me manifest some hella cash. We need to go do our little next adventure. So he is open because this whole house is full of spiritual stuff, right? Moon calendar. This whole house is so fully filling with spiritual stuff that's everywhere, so he is real open to it. He says this room is the spiritual room because I have all my stuff in here, so he is more open to it. He's already been really open to the spiritual. You could tell with a lot of his old music where he was channeling and, you know, singing about the universe and stuff like that. So he's into it. I told him this is magic, like the shows you watch. He watches a lot of sci-fi. And when I watch them with him, it's all about everything we're doing, right? It's like vanquishing witches, casting demons back to hell, right? I said it's pretty sad, but I mean, kids get a good understanding of magic just from watching television around this matrix, right? I said this grid is like the magic in your TV shows you watch in real life. And it's real powerful. The whole, when I just went in the other room, it looks crazy. I'm like, it's real powerful. This is magic right here. That's a porthole right there. I like to create portholes in this house, right? I got like energy vortexes, portholes. This is just me. So it's impossible for him not to notice this stuff going on. Like I said, he's trying to like do his 3D stuff, and I'm like laying in the bedroom taking psychedelics, listening to binaural beats, like chilling, smoking weed. So it's kind of hard to not notice me here in this house and what I'm doing, playing mission and playing light worker in whatever regard. Like you can try to ignore it, but trust me, you can't. I love it. The cats, the animals should be resting, hopefully. Yeah, we should be moving around and flowing. Unfortunately, I feel like we're in a rest period, but no, nice try. The energy chart looks like it thanks to the holidays, but we really should be moving around, flowing. If you have groceries to get, if you have errands to do, paperwork at home, spring cleaning, try to move around more. We need to get this energy flowing. I am in the middle of a 3-day flow, and so is the universe. I do my work like in perfect alignment with what's going on with the storm. So I'm on day 2 of a 3-day flow. After tomorrow, I gotta get the calendar out. I don't even know what day it is. Today is Tuesday. So Thursday, this energy is gonna hit real hard. Everyone will start to feel this ascension. It's gonna remind people that we're in a dream state. It's gonna feel like we're dreaming this weekend. I can't wait. We are. It's just the density issues. Time, continuum, space issues, density issues. There's no difference. It's only our minds that are making it like this. So we need to unlimit ourselves, and people are coming to me with crazy dreams, like I'm flying around and doing all this crazy shit. And those are your abilities. The things you're doing in the dream state, those are what you're going to be able to do here. That's your future. It's where we're headed with this ascension and unlocking and recoding our DNA. So a lot of people are having more lucid, crazy dream experiences, maybe remembering more things. Good. Reiki your dog. I think all pets and children should be attuned to Reiki Master. I think that when people are taking Reiki from me, that their first attunement after they hit Reiki Master should be to attune their pets and dogs. It sounds crazy. Cats too, right? I keep telling P I need a cat. Last night again, I said all witches need cats. I said I think they were regarded as gods in Egypt. I'm not sure. I'm working on manifesting. I want one next, but not now, but like summertime-ish. I'm working on it. Pets love Reiki. They'll be weird about it at first, generally. They'll be weird about it at first, but then I've learned, I've had pets come over to me when they want Reiki. Pets are very telepathically tuned in too. They can read your mind better than people. They're tuned into vibrations and telepathy. So they really love it. After a minute, they can feel the energy crazy too. Unlike people, I like to move my hand around so I can feel the energy and play with them. Cats can see the interdimensional. They were for sure protectors in a lot of places, right? They can see the interdimensional around us. I found that. So can I. And I've found that many pets I've been around have been able to see the same things as me when I was seeing crazy things around me. Like, seeing crazy things around me. I could see the pet could see it too, the way it was looking at it and moving its head, which I find really fascinating. They will protect you against spirits and the interdimensional. Kids love Reiki. Why not teach your kid that instead of being a doctor or a cop? I think those are the choices you get going to school. Do you want to be a firefighter, a cop, or a doctor? Why don't you teach your kids that they could unplug from the matrix and be healers? That's all these kids need, is to be reminded they are healers and that they can heal with their hands. It'll come back to them. They'll know what to do. Like, all you got to do is plant that seed that they are healers and they heal people with their hands. They'll just know what to do. I found children, these space kids that were unattuned to Reiki, were probably stronger at it naturally than some of my second level Reiki students too, that they have very powerful energy. What's going to make someone a powerful healer? The more close to source you are. Kids are very connected to source. They have very pure life force energy. So, I'm manifesting students too. I'm going to do it on my real video. I suck at this kind of stuff. So, I have some of you guys. You might be one of you guys. Who even knows who it is? I'm on a seeking, my usual. It was like when I had to find the person to come adventure with me. And the universe is like, okay, you got to find this person. They are probably asleep. They're probably not even that awake. They probably have no idea it's them. And you need to get on feed and find this person who wants to adventure and has hella cash to do it, probably because it was costing me hella cash, and wants to go do this with me. Guess what I did? I found this person. I was like, I'm never gonna find this person. Are you kidding me? How do you even want me to say this on video, right? I get on video, this person found me. So I'm getting on video. I am seeking the 10 Reiki students, maybe what you guys are one of them, that I'm meant to be teaching on some level. I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing here. So I have like 10 students that probably don't even know it. They're supposed to be coming to me for Reiki. And I'm excited about it. It's what I live for. Why not? If you can get a good understanding of the storms, the energy cycles, and I'm trying to teach Brittany them too, because she's doing videos. If you can get a good understanding, it doesn't matter what's happening. I can look at the moon cycles in the calendar and map the storms out. If you can learn the storm structures, you can learn how to manifest and to create and to control your reality better and have the energy behind you to do this crazy stuff that we're trying to do. So for me, I always say I was not finding any answers in colleges, with doctors, healthcare people, things like that, right? I went to a lot of school too in this matrix. I wasn't finding the answers to what was going on with my body and my health in these places. I stumbled upon Reiki. I was actually very opposed to it. I had, it was a family member. I was always into like chakras, right? I was always into the chakras and yoga and meditation and things like that. But I remember someone saying, maybe you should go to this Reiki healer. And I was like, probably not. Probably not. I wasn't that open to it. I was the worst person when I was asleep. If I hadn't seen it with my eyes, I would say aliens probably weren't real too. I swear, if you ask Mike, I will be real closed-minded to anything I couldn't see with my own eyes at one point when I was asleep and real medicated. So I wasn't finding those answers. What happened was I got off the drugs, the medications. I was in it really rapidly, put me through this spiritual awakening. And I just remembered I could heal with my hands. The dog was sick, right? I knelt down and healed the dog with my hands without any training. So I embarked on Reiki. I was trying to find a box, a label for the abilities that I already had. I remember my first Reiki teacher of many telling me, I don't know what you're doing. It is not Reiki though. It won't work. It won't work if it's not Reiki. I'm sorry, you need some Reiki training. Okay, go ahead, and I embark on this Reiki journey and I start taking a ton of classes. And ultimately, I'm just back to what I was doing before I did all these classes, right? Just kind of going with my intuition and doing the healing that I know how to do. But I will tell you that just taking those classes unlocked my entire mission for me. It was what I needed. I needed some kind of training. And it's good to be reaching people so that you do have some type of training in this stuff. And I don't know, it unlocked so many pathways. I came across the planet, and it's just mind-blowing to me, for me to think about my year. I went 12,000 miles across the planet with only Reiki. With only Reiki across the entire US, the entire planet, with nothing more than what? Some cards and some Reiki? Like, seriously, that is mind-blowing to me. That I saw so many miracles in the entire universe, everyone around me aligned to help guide me on that mission to get me where I am now. It's just kind of mind-blowing to me. So it opens up so many pathways for everything that we're trying to do. I work really hard on my own energy. It's all I do. It's another day of the week. I don't care if it's a holiday today. To me, it's a Tuesday, and I'm going to do my 9 to 5 workflow. I don't care what the elite are doing to the calendar. And it's just another day for me. And, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a holiday. I'm still doing the same stuff on any given day, but I really will tell you I put the work in with what I'm doing. I'm not just talking about it. I have to do it. And on whatever level, I'm leveling up real fast through the healing work and the service work that I'm doing. It's helping me really evolve real fast with what I'm doing. And, you know, the way that I was taught Reiki is when you get attuned, you want to pick your teacher good. That you're getting attuned to their energy, right? You're getting attuned to their energy. So you want to pick a teacher. It's like picking a hairstylist. You want to pick someone with good hair going to get a haircut. I always get sketchy when I see like the hacked up hair person wants to cut my hair or something. So you want to pick someone with good energy that's doing the inner work, because you're going to be forever connected to that person's energy too. I think it's amazing that when my Reiki students need me, I can tell, and I'm there in the unseen because they've been attuned to me. So I'm very connected to the people I've attuned to. We're kind of creating these healing lineages. So I always say that about healers I'm real weird about who I'll let heal me or access my energy, because I understand how important it is to me, either through sex or healing, right? Through sex or healing, I'm very weird about who I will give access to my energy to. So I'm real careful with, I wouldn't just ask anyone to heal me too with how things are in this matrix. You need to see these spiritual communities as a new learning simulation where you wake up and you start to find these spiritual communities on Facebook, and you're still getting tests and levels up. Like I was explaining to Brittany, the universe loves to play a lot of the roles around us. Everyone isn't you, don't worry. The universe is playing hide and seek with us. I was telling Brittany that we're trying to do videos. I had a lot of real crazy tests with my videos, but they pushed me to not care what people think anymore. Now I just don't care, and I'm just going to get on here and talk. And they pushed me to where I am now doing them, where before I would be real nervous and I couldn't speak as good, right? And I would probably care if someone called me the Antichrist or an Illuminati whore on my video. But I was explaining to Brittany, she's going through the same lessons now, that we have this weird stuff. It's usually the universe. It's usually the universe coming to our feeds and doing this weird stuff because it's pushing us where we're at with our videos, and it's going to make her real badass with her videos doing them, just like it did me on every level. So keep that in mind. Anyone will have anything they want to talk about while I finish up? Yeah, get picky with who you're allowing into your reality too. Guess what? We're co-creators. It's our choice who we allow into our version of reality. Yeah, too many people still chilling with people they manifest out of fear. The narcissist, if you know anyone named the narcissist. Fear manifestations. Cops, government, arcanic manifestations, right? Things like that. That's manifesting and creating out of fear. We're letting go of any fear manifestations. I'm getting up early because the whole world's asleep right now. I'll be done with my real video by the time everyone even wakes up. It's so quiet here. I'm in the UK. It's 12:49, but you know it's real early in the US. I'm on Australia time too. I've been going earlier tomorrow. I noticed I'm like on Australia time. I'm cool with it because I'm always trying to connect there. I was just seeing someone's beautiful pictures of Australia on their Facebook, and I told my husband I want to go there so bad, and we know so many light workers in Australia. It will happen one day. So I'm on Australia time. That always happens to me before I go visit these places. I had to sync up with their time and people. I want to travel. I want to get out of my box, and I want to make my feeds entertaining for me. I want to make my job more entertaining for me. I want to travel. I want to go visit crazy energy places. I want to explore, get out of my box. If I'm stuck on the island, fine, I'll go explore the island, but I would like to get out to the rest of the world. I would like to continue to take my little grid off of Facebook and to meet people and just to vibe with them. I think that's the most spiritual experience you can have. I was trying to explain to some of the people hanging out with us in California, where I was saying that even though we're just sitting here and smoking weed, this is probably one of the most spiritual experiences that you can have, to be hanging out with the other awakened light workers from your consciousness group. It's amazing that we even have the internet to be finding each other this lifetime. And it's just so powerful spiritually that, you know, sometimes we're doing these 3D mundane things, but underneath it, there's real spiritual experiences happening energetically. Mushroom hunting. I want some Stonehenge mushrooms. There's cow shit everywhere. We were talking about having some Stonehenge mushrooms. Someone told me I'm not allowed to take psychedelics there, and I'm only allowed to smoke weed there too. I already had the universe come yell at me, right? Sorry, I like to make up my own rules around here. I do this stuff in a very shamanic way, though. I'm still considering it. Yeah, I want to go get some Stonehenge shrooms. I wonder what time of year they grow there, because, like, and I also just brought it up to my husband, like, because I did bring it up at the rocks, that maybe we should do a petition to try to get more rock access there. Only because it's against the Constitution for them to regulate it. It was already a case that was dragged into court, and they lost, having to open them, period, to give people access again. So I think it might be, like, an easy fight. And I know that my husband mentioned if you have a petition in the UK and you get enough signatures, it will have to be heard. And I'm not even joking. I could do that easy. Signatures? Easy. We have lots of people we can get to sign a signature on a petition form. I don't know. Things I'm throwing out there if anyone has any legal expertise. So, I want better rock access, too. Things to think about. Yeah, so we need some Stonehenge shrooms. There's a whole field of cow shit. You know they would just grow there naturally. I'm gonna have to look into when they grow here in the UK. There's sheep all there. The sheep are high vibe, right? Sheep living next to Stonehenge are crazy high vibe, I say. Like, living right there. I think we need a petition, Holly. We might need Gail on this, too. She's really good with the law. She'll watch this later. We need Gail to look into it. Like, when I'm doing, like, my visa stuff, they're really helpful in giving me links and information. I think we could definitely make some changes with those rocks, only because they already lost in court. Sorry, they already lost, and they have a legal case still going on in court. It's also illegal for them to be charging for parking. It's like a church. It's like a spiritual site. So I know that they had to stop charging for the rocks, and they're going through changes with it. They might just need a little push with the rocks, with everything going on. We could easily get a lot of signatures with the light worker groups. Save the rocks. Pieces they don't need saved. They built a highway between them, right beside them, since the last time I went there 3 months ago. The rocks don't need saved, huh? They already built the highway. I thought it was like a joke when people were posting they're gonna build a highway underneath it, right? So there's a highway you can visibly see beside it. I'm not sure about the one underneath it. I don't know. So, yeah, the rocks might need saved. Yeah, Tamara's good with the law, too. We have a lot of people that have had a lot of legal training, including myself, around here. Yeah, we're getting a petition. Just for fun. Yeah, I was gonna wear a dress today, but it had long sleeves and I was like really hot already. I was like, it makes me hot to chill. So, I'm just kind of chilling here. He's on vacation. I told him he needs to recharge before going to battle with the courts again. And he better have his energy on point, right? You better have your energy on point. I'm sure, I don't know when his court is. It'll probably be when we're doing our next mission. Like, last time it was 2 days before Stonehenge, so usually he gets hit with lessons kind of side by side when I'm doing my crazy stuff. We shall see. So I'm just hanging out. I'm obsessed with those rocks. Anyways, I put a really cute meme up saying something about, I gotta go find it. Speaking of the rocks, in the Reiki group, let me see what it says. I just like to post memes that resonate with my soul. A lot of people are like, oh, I love your memes. They get to me on a soul level. So I see this meme. The holiest of the spots on earth is where an ancient hatred becomes a present love. I could only describe that the history of the rocks as being very complex and detailed, with a lot of pain, suffering, death, and a lot of lives entangled with those structures on whatever level, right? We're supposed to create love in a place where hate used to stand in whatever regard. And there was a lot of hate between these systems and the ancient versions of ourselves that existed in these places, that people think about these past places as all love and light. There was a lot of fear, control, hatred, people losing their lives for not conforming. It was crazy places, and it's where we're gonna build on the same soil I'm living on that got imprinted with all that hate and blood and death and, you know, all that crazy shit, because this place has a crazy history, the whole island, on whatever level. That's real healing right there. Alchemy. Turning hate to love. I'm trying to find the video before I wrap it up. So we're talking solar eclipse. It will come this weekend. I'm excited about it. It's going to bring change on whatever level. This is going to be an amazing year. I told my husband I was concerned. He had a family member that wrote a comment on my New Year's Eve picture like, I hope this is a good year. Like it wasn't going to be. Like it wasn't going to be. I said I had concerns over that person's mindset and attitude. We have people doubting. I hope this is a good year. Oh my God, what's coming for 2019? We just went through the craziest battle ever with 2018 with purging and facing ourselves and getting rid of garbage, right? Transmuting. You can see people are glowing now. When we look at the picture of you in January and the picture of you now, you'll see you're glowing, right? Higher light content. In whatever regard, this is going to be an amazing year where you can create all your dreams instead of what's going on now. You wouldn't believe the changes that you can make in 1 year. Yeah, this year's going to be insane and epic. We're starting out with crazy energy to help us manifest. My husband said something more when I was talking about explaining geostorms, because I like to, so he knows why he doesn't feel good. So I'm talking about it. He's like, more like aliens are sending energy, hitting the planet with energy. I said, well, actually, they are. We're getting gifted with galactic energies. So when this geostorm is hitting, we're going to get flooded with a ton of Syrian type of energy, too. Galactic energy on top of it. Not too far from the truth. Yeah, this island needs lots of heart chakra healing. I had to think about it this morning. A lot of my early lessons were with grief and death. Death of myself, too, right? Death of myself. I'm like a physical death. That a lot of my early lessons centered around a lot of grief and death. Like, swear to God, you wouldn't believe the amount of people I lost as a kid around me. And because that was to unlock my heart chakra. I've always had heart chakra centered lessons going through this matrix where we're usually working on one chakra more than another. So I had a lot of root chakra and heart chakra based work going on. And a lot of, you know, the work I do centers around past life experiences, traumas, soul retrieval, all heart chakra kind of based work. But I knew on deeper levels, I'll be healing my heart chakra infinitely, apparently. That I needed to be in these frequencies, these heart chakra frequencies, to get where I needed to be energetically with my own heart chakra. Yeah, so when that storm is in red, we will be playing Lightworker on a mission. Right? Like a superheroes, because we're on a mission to save humanity. So we may as well be playing superheroes too, going to these places. It's going to require us going undercover. We might have to be invisible, going to snoop around the elite and their museums and things like that too. Jedi warriors need only apply for this mission. We're going to have to go undetected, unnoticed, as sheep. We're going to have to look a sheep, right? So we're going to do this mission, and I'm going to be doing activations when that energy is unstable and in red. In some way I can harness those energies crazier. I kind of am just tuned into the energy. I'm excited as hell to go do this London trip too. I'm doing a Secum activation And it's going to be really good because we're already getting our DNA upgraded. So I'll be playing healer and going to do another mission because it breaks up my videos. I told you guys that my friend filmed in that museum and it looked epic when he was standing next to the Anunnaki gods. They have like those giant statues of the Anunnaki gods, you know, in the museum, and it looks pretty epic when he did a video. So I'm excited to go video there. It'll break it up. Oh, I'm sending crazy love out. So we have a new year and a blank slate. What do you want to create? The first step is to create bliss and happiness, though. Or we need that foundation, right? Or nothing else will really work out. So many people are trying to build the material to make themselves happy on whatever level. We need to kind of tune in and, you know, get to that state of happiness within ourselves, bliss within ourselves on every level to create around here too. So hopefully everyone's feeling more confident with this ascension, their frequencies, confidence in their abilities, who they are, learning who they are too. I feel like even though I might not have gotten indoctrinated so bad in a religious sense, the rest of humanity has, a lot of humanity has. So there's a lot of collective programming going on. And there's such a disconnect if you ever learned anything about Christianity and absorbed any of those beliefs in who we are, what we're doing here. It very much goes against those beliefs in every regard. So a lot of people have those blocks, those obstacles in doing this awakening between that connection that we are the universe, we are source, experiencing itself, and how we've been programmed, right, to think that's awful to say, it's not right, whatever. So we had to kind of get past that and remember who we are in every experience too. How old am I? 37. But I think that we're going to stop aging in whatever regard, that if you can make enough time, make a certain timeline jump, that your body would stop aging in the same regard, like swear, like that it will change everything about your physical body. And people will even start to reverse age in a lot of instances. Also, their calendar system's really fucked up. I was telling my husband, we only got married like 2 months ago, but in my experience, it feels like forever ago. It feels like forever ago. I put in a lot of work since then. And it's crazy to me. So time isn't what we think it is. This is, you know, the end of linear time as we know it, right? We're always trying to gauge what's going on by a day, a month, a year, and things like that. Time is not how it seems around here, too. Woke up without a hangover. I did not drink booze last night. I didn't drink booze last night. I told people a long time ago, I think we might live to be like 5,000 years, and I only get that because in Atlantean times they did. People did. They evolved to a certain level where, you know, you get off that karmic rebirth, death kind of cycle in whatever regard. So people always, you know, give me the weird look when I say that. I think that humans were intended to live a lot longer. But the thing is, if you're having a negative time here, you'll rapid age and leave the experience. You see it with killers. People having a bad time here, right? People creating pain on another. It will age the body really fast. We've also been mind-fucked to believe that we get old and we age ourselves a lot with our minds and our thoughts. So people start to hit a certain age and they start to think they're old, and then you'll age yourself in whatever regard. It was just how we're programmed. I've always believed that we're intended to live a lot longer. You'll reach a high enough frequency, you will start to reverse age. Your body will completely just start to recode itself. Yeah, alcohol free. I didn't have a good time drinking at our wedding. I've skipped the booze since then. I was smart. I was drinking like the apple cider stuff, right? Me and Tony were smart. I was watching everyone else drinking a lot of booze on the table, and I was like, oh my god. But even having like 4 or 5 of those drinks, too much. I'm good. The problem with any kind of synthetic, putting anything synthetic in our body, alcohol, synthetic, pills, things like that, you know, you might feel really good when you're going through that, but it affects the chemicals in your brain and your body. So usually you feel like shit the next day, or just don't feel like yourself. So maybe you'll feel okay, but then it has a dip in your frequency. I found that with psychedelics too. I had to play with psychedelics for my path because I already have a good understanding of natural DMT. So I had to look at these things from a different perspective, experience them to kind of tune into what I'm doing. But I found that it had a really bad effect on my energy when I tried synthetic things like DMT and LSD, that it took me a few days to get my third eye back in shape, and it really had a dip in my frequency. I found that with mushrooms too, that they can do the same thing, crash your serotonin levels by using too much of it, and then it can cause a frequency dip. Anything synthetic is really bad for the body. Synthetic foods, synthetic pills. So I'm smoking hella weed. I'm going to eat hella food and smoke hella weed because the space storm is what I like to do, right? So letting go of more toxic stuff. If this is your dream reality, and it's no different than you dreaming up stuff when you go to sleep. And we're creating so much miserable, toxic people, stupid shit. I mean, we have in the past. And it's happened. Come on. We're just learning the natures of reality. That's all this was. A simulation of reality so we could learn how the universe works and learn how to do things, manifest, right? Learn how to do what we're supposed to do as co-creators. So, you know, people have in the past created miserable experiences just by thinking about the things that they didn't want to see. Listen to your intuition. It's such a good internal compass. I'm getting ringing in my ears right now too. I always feel like it's like when I'm channeling and I get scrambled. Right? Tell me if magnetics don't affect us. I'm getting crazy ringing in my ear. I feel like it's like my channel gets scrambled. I've only had that happen a couple times before. It's like I'm picking up an interface when I'm channeling. I'm picking up some kind of, it's like a radio interface, right? Like picking up the wrong channel. And I have like a crazy buzzing in my ear too. So you can tell weird things are going on with the frequencies, even though it's so calm. Ringing in my ear, check, check. That's rare for me. I had it happen, it just went away, but I had it happen so bad when I was doing videos, I had to get off of there. It was like crazy buzzing, ringing. It was almost like picking up a weird radio station, right? That wasn't coming in, like an interface. Inner knowing. I always say you know your situation better than anyone else. I know people are fast to judge you, but don't worry, they would do everything you've ever done in your situation because they don't realize they are you. So people love to be judgmental. They see you going through some bullshit and they're fast to judge your entire life, your entire story based on one stupid encounter you have, right? Around here. So you know your situation better than anyone ever would, right? There's things you don't tell people about your life. You've had so many experiences to get where you are. You always know better than anyone. It's just the problem is people don't want to listen to their intuition. They'd rather listen to the ego rationalization that can really just tell them anything. And so it's about, you know, getting past that voice in your head. When I had a lot of negative programming, it took me a long time to master my mind. It's probably years. It took me a couple of years to rewire my thinking patterns. I was thinking real negative shit by the time you come off all those psychotropic drugs and stuff, right? So it's really important that we're rewiring the mental aspect. Our brain should be like a supercomputer, you know, the vehicle for our ascension, operating everything in our reality. So it's really important that we're getting a grip on the mental aspect too. I say we're never getting out of here till we do. Oh, love is in the air too. There's a lot of Neptune influence. There was last year too. And so we have a lot of Neptune influence with this weekend. So people should be shifting back to love. I did look at the storm dates and I'm like, that makes sense because Valentine's Day comes after that, right? Makes sense. So whatever, cycles. So people should be getting back to love. This is about experiencing love with another. What did the universe build this place for? Like I said, there was this infinite intelligent energy that branched off and made another so that it could experience love with itself. In whatever regard, this is about coming back to love with source, and we're going to find that probably through another, that we're going to see a lot of spiritual unions coming together. I still see a lot of the labels being used. I always say that your real love will come after that label. Swear, it'll usually come after the person you're labeling too. So I see a lot of people on the label level with their relationships. As you're changing as a person, your reflection is changing. Sometimes the mirror needs to be updated if you've been in a relationship that just, you know, isn't lighting you up. It should be like lighting you up, like the fairy tale kind of love. So a lot of people are changing back into their authentic selves and becoming inauthentic in their relationships and who their partner expects them to be, you know, the person that you met them as. So we're going to see a lot of people shedding people around them. If you think back to your life, maybe 10, 20 years ago, you're probably around all different people now. Your life looks a lot different than growing up in this matrix, hopefully. So we're continually evolving and growing and changing that mirror reflection we're getting back. So we're going to see a lot more shedding too as we come to summer. We're going to see this be a year of service. The whole goal is to shift this planet from being service of self to service of others in whatever regard. It's why the world is so fucked up. We see drug companies very service of self about their own money, right? Poisoning humanity for money, very service of self things going on. So, you know, if everyone was service to others, it would make this pretty much like heaven on earth, where everyone has the desire to see what's best for everyone, not just best for themselves. So this will be a time where people begin to shift to service, begin to shift polarities too. People that are service of self are always going to be draining and drained for energy. In whatever regard, it kind of cuts you off from that source energy too, in whatever regard. So as you guys are becoming more energy sensitive, you're going to be more sensitive to the people around you. In whatever regard, sometimes those become the control dramas where another is looking to you as a light source, as a source for energy, instead of tuning into the universe and doing the inner work kind of needed to achieve that too. So you guys are going to be more sensitive to those kind of relationships around you. A lot of the times it's just your friends, people that you used to hang out with, your friends, you know, people not doing the inner work. So I put up another post before I get off of here saying to be around the light bringers, right? Be around the light workers. Well, I found that a lot of these light workers stay hidden around us, right? They're not the ones commenting and leaving reactions. Sometimes people learn how to hide in these roles and these places and things like that. So in order for you to find those light workers in your soul tribe, you're going to have to just open up yourself. It's how people come to you and connect. So we need more real connection too. It requires us to connect on deeper levels too. You know, I just try to put out whatever's going on a soul level with me, and in some way it's allowing a lot of people to find me and connect to me. So a lot of people have learned how to hide in these roles and these places, and we need to come back together into oneness with our soul tribe. Some more letting go to create space for these soulmate kind of connections with this energy until we hit spring. This is about purging, releasing, getting rid of the shit in your house, the relationships around you. It's how we take back our power, though. We don't realize that everything in our reality is connected to us energetically. Every person in it is a manifestation you're dreaming up. Guess how the physical turns into reality? With our energy. Yes, your energy is sustaining every person you've ever met in your reality, around you, whatever you're seeing, right? And so more releasing, more letting go, it's how we have more energy for ourselves in sustaining our outer reality. You know, less and less, we'll have more energy for ourselves on whatever level. Hiding, I see you guys. Hiding, I see you guys though. A lot of people are only seeing your words and what you're talking about in the third dimensional version of yourselves though, right? That not everyone has multi-dimensional access or sight around here. So a lot of people are only seeing those ego roles and those personalities. We should have more fun in these roles too. Everyone's always talking shit about the ego. But that is who you are this life. It is your avatar. Welcome to your personality and who you have chosen to be this life. We should have more fun being who we are this life. It won't ever happen again. You're never going to be yourself having these experiences. Have more fun with these roles too. We're all playing a role in this ascension as light workers. More meditation. This is a really good time to be sleeping, doing dream work, well, until like Thursday. Sleeping, meditating, tuning in through the astral, the other dimensions, and things like that. I would really advise doing more meditation this weekend too with these energies. It will really help you absorb the energy around you. When we meditate, it recharges us with cosmic energy, and there's going to be so much crazy cosmic energy hitting this planet. So when we sleep, you know, we do an energy reset, but we're not taking in that cosmic galactic energy that we really need for everything in our lives. Meditation is amazing for stilling your mind too. So if you're a thinker, if you're always thinking about things that could be dangerous to your life at some point, it's a really good idea to meditate, to learn how to still your mind, to be in the now. This is always about as I cough. I'm having throat chakra problems, right? Since Stonehenge, I was telling Brittany, but this is a really good time to realize that there is only the now, and we need to learn how to be in it more, kind of enjoying where we're at. Alright, I'm getting more coffee. I'm going live immediately.